Nature's tiniest ice sculptors. Frosty artwork you won't believe.
Have you ever seen a grape after a frosty night and wondered why it looks like a tiny, icy superhero? This frosty phenomenon is called frost grape, and it's not just cool, it's ice-cold art. When temperatures drop below freezing, something super cool happens. Grapes can actually freeze while still hanging on the vine. The water inside them turns to ice, making the skin super tight like it's wearing a superhero suit. But there's more to this story than just a chilly costume change. Winemakers wait for this moment to create a special wine called ice wine. They harvest these frozen grapes at the coldest part of the night to make sure they stay icy. The frozen grapes are pressed, and the water stays as ice, while the sweet, super concentrated juice squirts out. The result? A dessert wine that's sweeter than your grandma's apple pie. So the next time Jack Frost nips at your nose, remember he might just be creating some frosty grape art for a deliciously sweet treat.
Why birds don't need visas.
Have you ever thought about how birds are the ultimate world travelers? While we need passports and visas to hop from one country to another, birds just flap their wings and fly across borders. These feathered explorers, especially the Arctic tern, have everyone beat when it comes to travel miles. The Arctic tern flies from the North Pole to the South Pole and back again every single year. That's like going halfway to the moon over its lifetime. Imagine having that many frequent flyer miles. No need for planes, trains, or boats. Birds have their own built-in travel system. And the way they navigate is even cooler. They use the sun, stars, Earth's magnetic field, and even the smell of the ocean to guide them to their destination. They're nature's GPS. While we're scrolling through maps on our phones, birds are zipping across the skies, taking the shortest route to their sunny holiday spots or cozy winter homes. So next time you see a bird in the sky, just think, it could be on an international adventure of a lifetime.
Sticky gold. Can bees make different types of honey?
You might think honey is just sweet goo that bees make, but there's a whole world of honey flavors you're probably missing out on. Honey isn't just one flavor fits all. It's more like a rainbow of tastes. And it's all because of where the bees buzz around and what flowers they visit. Every flower has its own special nectar, which changes the flavor of the honey. For example, if bees hang out around a lot of lavender, they make lavender honey, which might remind you of a peaceful, fragrant garden. And eucalyptus honey? It's got a hint of menthol that can clear your nose like a breath of fresh air. There's even a type of honey called manuka from New Zealand that's famous for being extra healthy. It's like bees are tiny chefs mixing up different batches of sweet syrup for us to try. So, the next time you sweeten your tea or spread honey on toast, think about the flavor adventure you could have if you explored all the different types of honey out there.
Pop secret. Why does popcorn pop and not other corn?
Ever snacked on popcorn at the movies and wondered, why does this corn pop when I cook it and not the corn on the cob? Here's a fun secret about popcorn that'll make you see it as more than just a movie snack. Popcorn is a special type of corn, and it's all about its kernel's superpower. Each popcorn kernel has a tiny bit of water stored inside a circle of soft starch, all wrapped up in a tough outer shell. When you heat popcorn, the water inside turns into steam, and pressure builds up like a mini pressure cooker. Eventually, the pressure gets too high, and bang! The kernel explodes, turning inside out, and the soft starches puff up to give you that fluffy white snack you love so much. Because other types of corn don't have the right shell or moisture content, they can't pop like popcorn. So next time you're munching on popcorn, remember, you're eating an explosion of nature.
Super jumpers. How far can kangaroos really leap?
Think you can jump far? Compare that to kangaroos, and you might feel a little hopless. Kangaroos aren't just adorable Aussie animals. They're also incredible athletes. They can hop as fast as 44 miles per hour, leaving us in their dust. Why do they hop, though? It's not to show off their muscles, but because hopping is super energy efficient for them. Their strong legs work like giant springs, storing energy when they land and releasing it when they jump, making each leap effortlessly long. Imagine this. A kangaroo can leap more than 30 feet in a single bound. That's longer than a school bus. If humans could jump like that, We could hop over 2 cars parked end to end, and their tail is like a fifth leg that gives balance and power. This hopping skill isn't just cool, it's a life changer in the vast Australian landscapes. So next time you watch a kangaroo, remember, you're looking at one of nature's finest jumpers.
The ocean's greatest singers. How long can whale songs last?
When you hear singers with the longest notes, you might think of famous human artists. But whales take the record for some of the longest and loudest songs, and they do it underwater. Humpback whales, those giant ocean musicians, sing incredible songs that can last up to 30 minutes. And it's not just random noise. Their songs have different parts, just like how we have verses and choruses in our own music. They can even repeat a tune for hours, much longer than your favorite song on repeat. These melodies are no small feat. They travel across oceans, reaching other whales miles away. Scientists believe whales sing to communicate, show off their singing skills to potential mates, or even navigate the vast oceans. Next time you listen to music, remember that somewhere in the ocean, there might be a whale putting on the biggest concert you've never heard.
Ice-cold architects. Can penguins build their own homes?
You might think that building a house requires thumbs, but emperor penguins would prove you wrong. These birds from the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica, are masters at making the most out of their icy environment. Unlike birds that fly up to trees and build nests, emperor penguins have a different strategy for keeping their eggs safe. They use their own bodies as a cozy, warm home. The males stand for about 2 months, balancing their precious egg on their feet, tucked under a flap of skin called a brood pouch to keep it toasty warm at a perfect 37 degrees Celsius, even when the air temperature can drop to a freezing of 60 degrees Celsius. This amazing natural incubator shows that you don't need bricks and mortar to make a comfy home for your little ones. Next time you see a penguin, remember it might just be the world's coldest, cutest architect.
Chocolate Air Force. Trees that can sneeze?
Imagine if trees could sneeze. It sounds made up, right? But there's a tree that does something pretty close. It's the cacao tree, which gives us the key ingredient for chocolate. The cacao tree's flowers don't rely on bees for pollination. Instead, when it's time to share their pollen, these trees shoot it into the air like a sneeze. The trees have these tiny flowers that burst with pollen, hoping the right type of tiny insects catch it. Now here's the cool part. This pollination sneeze is so delicate and precise, it's a natural wonder why some flowers still don't get pollinated. And to add to the intrigue, without this special sneeze-like trick, we might not have chocolate. So next time you enjoy a chocolate bar, remember the extraordinary plant it came from and its unique way of spreading pollen around in the tropical rainforest. It's like every piece of chocolate has a little bit of a tree's achoo in it.
Cosmic blinking. Can stars play peekaboo?
Stars seem steady in the sky, but did you know some of them can blink? This odd behavior isn't because they're shy. Imagine a light source that dims and brightens up on its own. This happens due to a type of star called a variable star. One famous example is Algol, also known as the demon star, which can be spotted in the Perseus constellation. Every 2.87 days, Algol's light dims for a few hours as if it's playing a cosmic game of peekaboo with us. The real reason behind this light show is actually an eclipse. Algol is made up of 2 stars that orbit each other so closely that the larger one regularly covers up the smaller. From Earth, this looks like the star is winking at us. So next time you gaze up at the night sky and think it's unchanged, remember that it's filled with stars blinking back at us, adding a hidden rhythm to the universe's vastness.
Can you believe a single tree can create a whole forest?
Imagine walking through a forest where all the trees are actually clones of each other. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, it's not. Meet the Pando aspen grove in Utah, which is actually just one giant organism. At first glance, Pando looks like a normal forest, but it's made up of about 47,000 trees that are all genetically identical. They share the same root system, and it's like they're all siblings in a big tree family. Pando is insanely old, too. Some scientists think it could be over 1 million years old, making it one of the oldest living things on planet Earth. It spreads over 106 acres and weighs over 6,000 tons. That's heavier than the Eiffel Tower. Even though it's super heavy, Pando isn't staying still. It grows by sending new trees up from its roots, slowly creeping across the land. Isn't nature wild? Follow me for more fun facts.